Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Happy from Geezer Cousins, and a short mini episode that I'm calling HMG Will I Continue? It is really just an episode where it's not too long, probably about 15 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, what I'm going to try to go do, and just go through a first episode of a anime series. And I'll watch the first episode. I'm going to kind of break it down to kind of what's going on in the scenes, kind of like we do in the regular Geisha Cousins anime, where it's me, just Darth Low, and kind of talking about a movie. But in this series, I'm going to be looking at the first episode of an anime that is I just started. I'd never seen before, and it looks good. And I kind of read the kind of the beginning of it, like the synopsis on Hulu or whatever, what it looks like. And it's determine if I want to watch it or not. And if I do, I'll record it. Not record it, but I'll watch it, and then I'll do this recording of HMGs Will I Continue? Meaning, am I going to continue watching the episode going in to I just finished season 1. I won't say I'll finish if it has like 3 or 4 seasons. I can't really say if I'm going to finish it, but I'm going to try to at least finish the first season. And at the end, I'll say, will I continue? Yes or no. I might give it GC ranking. I don't know. We'll see how I feel at the end. But I will say though that I will continue or not. So this week I've actually watched a anime called Future Diary. I've never heard of this. I actually just skimming through Hulu, trying to find something good to watch because I finished up a couple other anime series that I'm kind of done with. I didn't really want to talk about it, but they were good though. But I saw this anime that was called Future Diary. It's like, what is this? It's like a love novel or something. So I kind of look into, this looks kind of interesting. So it's called Future Diary, and what it is it has 12 volumes from my understanding. So I'll just go here and kind of read over what the Wikipedia for Future Diary states. So Future Diary is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Sake Esuno. I hope I pronounced that right. It was serialized in Kadakawa Shoten Shonen Ace between January 2006 and December 2010, and has collected into 12 tankobon volumes. I'm not sure what that means. I probably need research what that means. I don't know what tankobon about, but I know like in manga they have volumes. I'm slowly getting into manga and learning that they're not chapters. I think they're just volumes, which is pretty cool. Kind of like I guess comics from like DC, Dark Horse, Marvel, so on and so forth. Well, that's from the Future Diary Wikipedia. I'm going to put this in the description and in the YouTube description, okay? And I'm going to try to remember to also upload this to all our other podcast platforms we upload to with the RSS feed. So, episode 1, sign up. Now, just to let you know, I'd have, and that's everything we usually do. There's going to be spoilers from this first episode. I'm going to go into some of the nitty-gritty of some things. I won't go into every single scene, but I will try, to kind of make sure whenever I'm going through this, it's going to make sense. I'm trying to paint the picture, a pretty picture for you guys, for whoever's watching this, and also see my beautiful face. Okay, so first episode is Sign Up. It's where it goes right into a kid and like kneeling, his on the center floor with his knees up to his face, kind of like hurricane position we used to do in school, tornado positions we used to do in school. And it's just he's crying, they're crying, and they say, "Mama," or as I think they say, "Mom, Dad." And he's just, and then all of a sudden, you hear him crying, and it's like so dark, you can't see him really, just like almost a silhouette, and it's, it's crazy. It just kind of drops into this, and all of a sudden you hear, whoosh, 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 and the kid, I think it was a kid, was slashed. Oh my god, it was so crazy. I was like, what? You dropped me into this, all of a sudden, the first episode, you dropped me into someone just getting slashed. That just set the tone for, okay, all right, you got my attention. This anime is going to either be really good or really, really bad, which we've kind of gotten some of these stuff. Other animes were kind of bad, but I digress. So all of a sudden it goes through the scene. The kid gets slashed, and then right out of that scene, it kind of goes into the anime. How every anime has its theme song, and the the sequences, of course, of what's going to happen to the characters and whatnot. And the music's great. It's really like horror filled, orchestrated music. It's really good. Like I would listen to this like not every day, but like every once in a while on my phone and whatnot. It was good. I can't get over the music. So okay, this got me into this. Okay, so then the next scene, it goes into where we meet Yuki, who is it's in a school, and it looks like a math class. But he's in school, and we meet Yuki, who we find out throughout the background. People are talking, is like making fun of him that he's a weird kid. He's always on his phone. And this phone, we'll find out later on, is a big key to this whole anime series. So they're making fun of him, blah blah blah, and he writes a journal through all his throughout his whole day on his phone, which is, it's a little different. Everybody has their own hobby. I'm not gonna make fun of. I'm not gonna, make fun of somebody who's doing that. Everybody has their own things they like to do. But the whole class is making fun of him. He's a big loner. They think he's weird. Okay, cool. So that's fine and all. And then it goes to him to kind of he's also basically an outcast as well. That's cool. He's kind of by himself. So later on, it shows him walking to his home, and he's like, and you kind of later find out he really does not have any friends. And what he does, he kind of hides under his covers. The scene goes into his room, and he literally pulls the covers over his head, and he looks like a little, bunched up with this, as we used to be in kids, like over our heads, and just, pulling them around our bodies and only showing our head, like this, if you can see me. Just so our face outside the covers, and he closes his eyes and he goes into this dreamland almost. Like it's like the whole color theme is like purple. Everything's just purple. And then it shows this big guy, and come find out this guy is is called I'm sorry, I also should say all this is supposed to be imaginary, all in his head. So take that for as it is right now. And one of these big guys who looks like he's a big robot, kind of not robot, but he's this big creature who's he takes up the size of almost the whole room. And he's kind of doing his thing, kind of pulling levers or looking at things. And he is actually called Deus Ex Machina. He is a lord of space and time. And this is where you meet and you find out he really doesn't have any friends, and they're all make believe. Also, we see another character. It doesn't really go into much into this character. It's just gonna look like a little side character. I think his name was called Murmur. I'm not sure. I'm kind of looking at my notes here. I think they called him Murmur, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, so find out there's like, well, this is all you do. It's kind of make fun of him as well. Is that all you do on your phone? Is just kind of jot everything down, and then he kind of going banter back and forth. Then after that, they go into, because find out Deus Ex Machina, he's the Lord of Space and Time, and that's his imaginary friend supposedly. And then you have Murmur, who is another creature that is an imaginary friend as well. Okay, so that kind of ends that. They kind of just banter back and forth talking about it. Then goes into a scene where all of a sudden cuts scene into a girl running into a street, like a alleyway, going down, and she's running. She's knocking on the door, and no one's opening a door for her, and she's running to another place, and it's a dead end, a brick dead end alleyway. So, oh crap. Okay, so what's gonna happen here? And all of a sudden, you hear another person being slashed away. I was like, what? Okay, this is crazy. Who is this? This like Jack the Ripper or something going on? It's like, this they're doing their style of Jack the Ripper. I don't know, but it's pretty intense. Like the music just sets the tone. It's pretty darn intense. Then also we get a jolt into another scene where Yuki is waking up from, I guess, the next day. He's waking up and looking at his phone, and all of a sudden, and it's a flip phone. It's kind of, well, I guess back in 2005, 2010, right? That was a big thing with flip phones, of course. I had one. Everybody else had one in my school, whatever. But yeah, so it goes into, he flips the phone over, and then he sees all these texts, and they're time stamped as if they already happened. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And he's like, oh, he just shows up. Did I do this when I was dreaming or sleeping? And I guess kind of what happened. So okay. Kind of goes into, okay, that's weird. He kind of puts it aside. And then he kind of goes to school, and then he starts seeing the world around him is exactly going as to what his texts were stating would happen at the timestamps. Is, oh, this is crazy. This can't be happening, right? This is just a coincidence. So then he's kind of confused, and then he just experienced everything that's going on. That's what the text as the phone stated. Then all of a sudden there's a scene sequence where he goes back to his imagination, talking to all his friends, and Deus Ex Machina, Lord Space and Time, in the Murmur, where he's saying that he has given him a way of seeing into the future, that these events, and he's like saying like, you're just my imagination. How are you telling me that this is real? You're supposed to be fake. You're not real. But come to find out, this Deus Ex Machina is real. In fact, he actually gave him a power of knowing what's going to happen to him in the future through that phone. That's pretty darn cool, I don't know how I feel about it. If I know, I'd rather not know. I don't want to know what happens in the future. I like living in the present sometimes, maybe a little bit in the past. I'm human, but it's just it's interesting. It's like, okay, cool. He's just now, think about it. I mean, you've just now got the power of learning what's going to happen in the future. What's going to happen to you in the future. That's kind of crazy. As he's going through, life in school, at least I guess through a day or two, he's kind of like, and also during that day, so in scene, he understands he has this, he's in shock, of course. He found out he has a power that his friends are not imaginary. That's your rule. He goes and then in scene, and then he goes into a math pop quiz, and going through his phone, he actually has all the answers to this pop quiz, which is pretty cool. Which I had, I don't necessarily want to cheat on my test, but I mean, hey, if you give me the answers on my phone, hey, I'm not going to use it. So he goes in there. Of course, he uses his phone. He uses the basically cheating on his quiz. And then later on, days throughout the whole day, or I guess days have gone by a little bit, I guess. And he's in like cloud 9. He's like, oh, I know what's gonna happen. I'm so lucky. I can't believe this is going on. I know what's gonna happen. I can kind of, go through life and kind of like, okay, cool. I'm gonna change everything. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna do that. And he's like in cloud 9. Switch gears back to his math class again. He's doing his cheating course, his pop quiz, and all of a sudden, after the quiz is over, he meets this girl. The girl kind of corners him in the back class, and she's like, "Oh, what does she go? I'm sorry, those dead silence." It goes into like, "You got one?" I know she knows kind of what's going on, and he has the phone. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember here. Oh man. Okay. And this girl's name is Uni, and she's kind of like questioning him as to what's going on. She knows what's going on. She has an idea what he has, and he's like, well, what's going on here? So Uni goes on to going on that it kind of hints that there are others like him and her, because she has one too, that are going around, and he's not the only one. He's like kind of freaking out a little bit. It's like, what? And it's like, stalker, what are you doing here? Okay. So he tries to run from her from the school. He's just there bolted. He bolted out of there. He's like, oh my gosh, she's a stalker. She's gonna hurt. Is she gonna hurt him? Is she gonna, is it in his life and whatever? It's like, okay, so he's running around. Everywhere he runs, she is there. So he's kind of putting two and two together now, finally. And then all of a sudden he runs and he goes to this elevator. He thinks he loses her, but then the elevator doors close and it opens right back, and there she is again. And he's freaking out. This dude has like a dart in his pocket, so he's reaching down there, trying to, okay, I'm gonna defend myself basically. Okay, she's gonna do something, and the girl knows what he's doing. So he's kind of going there, trying to be slick and might throw a dart at her. Then also when she's doing that, putting his hand in his pocket, she lunges at him and like just starts kissing him. Like he of course, these guys are teenagers. He's like, what? Okay, I got a kiss. I guess I'll stop now. And then after that, calms him down, and she goes into, I know you're not gonna hurt me. I pretty much have faith that she knows this dude is not going to do anything. And then she goes into kind of saying that there is a serial killer. Well, actually, that he finds out that she has a future diary, and then later on, after a few moments, she says, "There's a serial killer after you, basically, and you have a chance to eliminate this, wherever this person is." And for a little bit, he doesn't really know what she's talking about. It's, okay, I'm going to eliminate this person. Okay, so I think you're crazy, basically. But okay, he kind of goes in and he kind of goes along with her. They go to the very top floor, and as they're going top floor, they're kind of discussing what's going on. Cool. So he's kind of caught up with some of this stuff. He's still kind of like, okay, I think you're crazy. So they kind of come with a scheme. They get off the elevator, come up with a scheme, and they kind of just sit there and just talk and figure out how they're going to eliminate this serial killer. And he kind of slowly understands that the serial killer also has a future diary phone as well. So okay, cool. They come with a scheme, and then all of a sudden, in scene, the serial killer comes up to the top floor, the roof basically they're at, and he walks out, and then Uni leaves her phone at an angle where it looks like they're doing a video chat, where she leaves her phone open. She's pointing the phone at the serial killer. So, and then Yuki, he has his phone looking, and he sees a serial killer, and he sees where he's at and where he's going. And all of a sudden, he gets to a certain point, and then he gets up out of his hiding spot, has a dart in his hand, and he chucks that dart into the serial killer's phone. The serial killer's actually holding a phone just like his. He throws a dart at his phone, and it shatters the phone. It goes through the face of the phone, the flip phone, the weak part of it, and then it just goes right through and it destroys the phone. As this happens, he's like, "What? What?" He's the serial killer's like, "I can't believe this." Basically, he's got this distraught face. He's kind of murmuring, but he's kind of saying certain things under his breath, and then all of a sudden, this crazy thing happens. As he goes away, he's kind of spinning around in a vortex, like a black vortex, and he just kind of basically disappears, but the phone stays. That's kind of crazy. I mean, like, how would I don't know. That's just crazy in my opinion. And I think that you're pretty much, I guess, just time and space, right? And if you get rid of the phone, destroy the phone, then you just kind of dissipate into time and space. I guess that's the reason why Deus Ex Machina is a lower time space. If you get destroyed, you're just all your matter goes into space or time. I thought it was pretty cool, interesting concept, of course. As they do this, they kind of talk backward, and then it goes straight to another scene where Yuki is actually put in another area where it has Deus Ex Machina kind of explain to him. It's kind of arena type. And he's sitting forth on a platform in front of Deuce, and he's kind of explaining to him that, hey, this is what's going on. You have my phone. This is have the future diary phone, and there's more out there. And then there's 12 other people that are doing this, and it comes to find out this is almost like a battle, not a battle royale, but it's maybe like a battle royale where every person for himself. There's 12 other people, and then I guess a serial killer as like, I guess whoever determines he determines, or whoever determines. I don't know how it works yet, but whoever is I guess deemed whatever killer. I guess I don't know yet. They have to eliminate the next person. But they really don't know who these people are because they're all like dark purple shades of, or images or silhouettes, I should say, of who they are, of course, in this dimension where they're at. Of course, Uni's there as well, and the dude's kind of like, kind of crazy, like, what? Why are we in this? Basically, why are we doing this? And then Deuce is saying that basically is whoever conquers out of the U12 and remains the survivor gets my throne, and you get to become whoever I am. Basically, they become the Lord of Time and Space, which is crazy. So that's the basis of this whole thing. I hope this makes sense, but I mean, to me, this got me hooked. I mean, it's almost like a future murder thing, I guess. I don't know. It's really cool. So the question is, will I continue? And the answer is yes. It's got me hooked right now. It's got, you know, a little bit of romance. Looks like it might happen. I like the little romance. It's pretty cool. It then also has like this cool future thing of future mystery, I guess you can say. It's like you can see it happening, and you can also I didn't say this. You can actually change the your future in a sense. So if you see what's going on, you can, and it says this text happens at this point, you can actually change that, and it reroutes everything around what you just did, and it changes everything as to your text as your future. So it's not necessarily the future is constant, but you can change the future of that one particular time, and you go into another like a timeline, I guess you can say. So that's pretty cool. I definitely, if you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, it's different. You should try it out. Take a look at the first episode. Of course, I don't go into every single thing and try to highlight the key points. But yeah, I'd say if you want to give me the first episode, I'll do a GC rating of like I'll say 3.5. It seems about average, middle road, but it has very much potential, and I can't wait to check it out. All right, guys, that's it for my quick episode or mini episode. HMG, will I continue? I hope to do more of these in the future. You never know. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you guys liked the first episode in the comments below. I'm going to put, I watched this on Hulu. If you guys want to check it out, that's where where I'm watching that. So yeah, I mean, if you have Hulu, go for it. Definitely recommend the first episode right now. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to put the Wikipedia in the description as well, so y'all can see kind of like the synopsis or description of what's going on at the very beginning, if you're interested. And also, there is 12 volumes in the manga as well, so check that out. I'm slowly getting into manga, but right now it's easier to just watch anime. But anyway, have a great one, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode of Kiss Your Cousins Anime. All right, peace.